crazy directions from what's called a black swan event. Like 9/11 was a black swan event. Nearly all ones there. There are some twos, I see that. When there's a black swan event, if you've got inside information, you can make a hell of a lot of money, because one of the things that woke me up to what was going on in the world was when I was trading the stock market, and the bets came in on the options trading saying that the airlines were going to go down, and those bets came in before 9/11. And there was a news report in America that I saw. I was living in America for almost 2 decades. I saw the news report. I think there's an old clip of it floating around YouTube. And the news reporter said the only way those trades could have come in is from the terrorists, and the trades are being traced, and these terrorists will be tracked down and brought to justice. And then that news story was killed and completely disappeared, and there were no follow-up stories about it. It just slipped through the net in the aftermath of 9/11. Now, how distinct were those trades, and what is an option? If a stock goes up 10%, an option might go up 100%. If a stock goes up 20%, an option might go up 500%. So a very small amount of money, betting the airlines are going to go down, you could turn 100 grand into 5 million overnight, which is what happened with the options. Every day is a volume of trade reported, average trading volume. So the average trading volume on those options, it was petering along like this. And then the days before 9/11, it went up here, and it stayed up here. So it was a multiple of its average daily volume, which traders all around the world notice. This stuff stands out like a red flag to anyone who's experienced in trading. When the average daily volume of something goes through the roof, somebody knows something. In a corporation, it's usually the insiders doing insider trading on their own shares. But in this case, years later, I was sat in a maximum security jail cell in Phoenix, Arizona in 2004 on my ecstasy importation case. And a book was given to me called Alice in Wonderland 9/11 by David Icke. And Icke, the researcher that he is, and this has been confirmed now by many other researchers on the 9/11 insider trading, those trades were traced back to a brokerage run by ex-CIA. So, in my opinion, what that told me, as someone who's been trading options since I was a teenager, as someone who had the branch manager license to trade options, so when I was a stockbroker, I had to sign off on every options trading ticket in my office. Options was something I was an expert in. In my opinion, as an expert in traded options, not only did they know that it was coming, they profited from it, and they left a footprint in the options market. And I've got all the details of all of the trades, and I think on another night I will go over that information in far more detail than I've just gone over it now on the top of my head. I remember that Russian television channel, they used to bring it up a lot, Max Kaiser, because he was trading back then. But they shut that station down now in the UK. We can't even get it. So in response to Nick's question, I've gone off on a tangent there, Nick. Was the CrowdStrike glitch a practice run for something bigger in November? I think that if it was intentional, it was intentionally done by insider traders, Soros, BlackRock, all, George Soros is known for overthrowing countries by fomenting protests and trading their currencies. This goes back to my trading experience as well. I'm ashamed to admit that when I was a kid, I used to go and read all of the books of the great traders, and one was a book written by George Soros, and I hero worshipped him. He was the guy who broke the Bank of England, selling short the British pound, and made an absolute fortune. Some of the highest incomes ever filed in the history of the world were from the likes of George Soros and Michael Milken back then. But what they do is they cause chaos, they cause black swan events, and they position themselves in the financial markets to profit from it. So when there is a glitch like CrowdStrike, you've got to look who had the most to gain.
And baby dolls, you have been red pilled. if you've been watching my channel, friends, I know you're all switched on already, but everything he said is 100% true. I was watching Shawn. I do watch Shawn from time to time, and I was so surprised that he had this like really, really, really truth dealing stuff. That's actually awesome. A few things he touched on there. So financial markets are rigged, friends, but whether they're rigged or not, we know they're rigged. They leave footprints, right? They leave footprints. So you can actually trade off the price action of them because you can see strength and weakness. And it's just like, for example, Bitcoin going down in the bottom of 2022, right? As it was dropping down here, everyone said crypto's down. And I'm like, interesting. Why are there people buying? Someone knows something. Well, turns out Roca Negra confirmed had a private account here. They were accumulating in 2022 a big stash, and they were ready for this one, right? For the spot ETF. He also touches on the Jenga towers, friends, from September 11th. And Shawn, right? Shawn, as I was talking about, friends, I can 100% confirm. I did not know that the broker that was executing the trades to bet on the airlines crashing, I did not know it was Coconut Intelligence Agency, the Kia. Also, friends, there's a baby doll in the comment section here. I remember a year and a half ago-ish when we were talking about a couple of this stuff. In this very, very comment section, he told me that it was either him or a family member actually in the army. So thank you for serving your country, friend. But basically, it was either him or an uncle, someone, right? They do test flights every day. And they've been doing them literally every day for like 3 years. Every single day. But on the morning of the Jenga towers, September 11, 2001, his general basically said to everybody, no tests today, take it off. No reason why. And they got happy, like, oh, sweet, we got a day off, cool. And then I'm figuring out later, that's a bit weird. We got the only day off. We're not supposed to have a day off. They didn't even tell us the reason. Just following orders. You also have the people who bet against the airlines going down. There is an article out here, friends, because it's pretty hard to find. Don't know if I can find it again. I was reading this, I'm not joking, many years ago. Before I discovered crypto, I think I got on track on some internet rabbit hole, and someone said, oh yeah, you really want to know the truth? Go and look at the guys who profited from the airlines going down before September 11th. Now, when I heard that, I was like, no way. No way that happened. No way, because I didn't know. It's like, pfft, no way. I would have heard about it on TV. Sure enough, I dug through. I think it was actually the first time I heard it, friends, I couldn't find the information. This was pre the popularity of YouTube. This is a long time ago. But I heard it again for the second time from DaVinci J15. Now, DaVinci J15, as you have here, is pretty controversial now because, you know, there's a lot of pumping and dumping and all this other stuff. But yeah, okay, forget that part. But DaVinci, I mean, here he is, dog. Yeah, get into it. Oh, man, you know, DaVinci told us all to buy $1 Bitcoin. Yeah, so DaVinci was the one who said, oh, yeah, people made money on that. I remember when he first said this, I think it was in 2019. It was one of his long streams, and I paused it, and I remember Googling it, and I went through like many pages through Google, and I found, I think, a deleted article, an archive. Very hard. It was like, you know, when you archive stuff, you can't even see. You're placing like Gentle Angel music, friends, because you're going down into the history. You can't even load the images. That's how you know you've gone really way back. Like, they really wanted this deleted. It just loads the text. And in this article, it was the investigation of the Jenga towers and the people who got short. And funny enough, the journalists, they end up writing, yeah, it was an American firm. It was an American firm that profited. Interesting. And they actually had the name. I forgot the name. But buried in the article, they had the Fancy Bananas investigators, so basically the authorities, obviously deep state puppets, they went and checked out the firm for wrongdoing. And they basically said, oh, there was no foul play. We checked it. Bye-bye. What do you mean checked it, bro? You've never put on a short in your life. Now you do a turbo leverage short on airlines going down. like 2 weeks before. The initial suspect, friends, they thought it was coming from like, somewhere deep in like a bunker in France or somewhere in Europe. Nope, comes straight from America. And they just obviously get the article deleted, move it away. All true, man. It's all true. It all happened. And this type of stuff happens, friends. Also, I don't want to give any names, but I know of this guy I know, like pretty much billionaire status. Okay, won't even tell me his real name, by the way. Used to speak to him. Maybe he's watching now. Hello, bro. If he's watching, right? I doubt he has the time to watch me, but I'll never forget this story he told me, friends. And I told this to you guys, I think 1.5 years ago. And one of you guys in the comment section thought that it was me going, it was me telling a story about myself. No. This actually happened, and it's not me. So back when I thought it was like, oh, markets are fair and everything's cool, and basically taught me a lot. He taught me a lot, and he told me that once he wouldn't even tell me the year, and he would not tell me the event, but he said, yeah, I got a tip off from someone within the government, within the feds, whatever word he used. But the guy basically hinted to him. He goes, hey, man, there's going to be an oil event in the next couple of months. That's all he said. There's going to be an oil event. Didn't tell him what it was. Didn't tell him where. Didn't tell him what. And that's it. It's going to be an oil event. Okay, sweet. So then he goes on. And this must have been like years. This is like probably, who knows, friends. I don't know when it was, but probably before 2010 or something. And he bought oil call options. And I think he put in like 50K or something ridiculous. And he made like 8 mil. He bought the long dated ones. Sweet. Let's just throw this in. So obviously he's well off even back then because he's a genius trader. Right. And he smacked it. I think he made like 8 million, whatever. It's a lot of money. That's huge, friends. It's pre-crypto money, right? And that was it. And I remember saying to him, friends, I'm like, can you tell me that? I was like asking him a question. He goes, nope. By the way, I don't know what he looks like. He never showed me his face. It was all audio. That's how paranoid he is. I couldn't even communicate to him by email. You want to know, friends? This is how you know. All these people sharing and getting you to buy indicators and stuff. They're not profitable people, dude. This guy's profitable. You know, paranoid he was. I had to use the log me in, like TeamViewer, remote PC stuff. Yeah, I had to go into his, and he would only send me the temporary access. He would send it to me via email. That's how paranoid he was. Okay, I never had his number, no nothing. Just see how crazy it was. He's like, he sent me like this 6-digit code, and then I plug it in, and then I can connect. And also, interestingly enough, the computer I was connecting to, he had a dummy computer in his home, or wherever he was in his office, just for me to connect to. Okay, and it was on a separate internet line. Talk about the paranoid. I'm just like this little freaking just a little squeaky chair-sitting kid, not knowing what's going on. Yeah, that's how crazy it was, man. So that's the type of high-level stuff, friends, out here. And yeah, so these types of events do happen. So also with Shawn, right, speaking about the Jenga towers, speaking about all these, and of course it does relate to the DJT share from Donald Trump with the planned assassination. There was a short there, and then everyone checked it out, and they said, wait a minute, you're short 12,000 contracts, which is huge. And then they said, no, it's a clerical error. We're only short 12 contracts. So then I've already made my video and post about it. They went and checked out the company, and they go, okay, who owns your company? George Soros. Links to George Bush. Links to the Coconut Intelligence Agency. Links to basically deep state. Deep state. All over again. Get the funny part is, friends, they report to the corrupt SEC. They control the corrupt SEC. There were actually these blue-haired, like 5-time vaxxer, puberty blocker taking scum who were replying in the community notes who were saying, no. The corrupt SEC would never let somebody change the data entry. You have any idea how this world works? The corrupt SEC is the fourth wing arm, puppet controlled from the US Fed. That's what it is. They are the henchmen. They're the attack dogs for retailers, the populace, all right? For the financial conduit. That's what they are. So, I mean, obviously, these blue-haired, purple-haired weirdos chopping off their own genitals and trying to give puberty blockers to kids and all these other weird hormone-taking stuff. Of course, they can't process anything because they're a bunch of sheep. Of course, they don't get that. But this is the stuff that's going on, friends. Now, turbo long crypto is the only way to play this. That's it. You're never going to know the world events. There's always going to be blips and crashes. But guess what, man? The bigger the world event, the bigger the money printing. And the bigger the money printing, the more that they scam. And the more that they scam, what do they scam from the money printer with their greedy little hands? Because they're reptilians pretty much. Go. What do they go and do with the money printer money, friends? Okay, first we close the debt GDP gap. That's the first thing they do, okay? It's a deflationary bust. They print the money, the difference, so people don't have to like lose as many jobs and they got to cover debts. Okay, but then there's always the cream on top. That's what happened in the zombie virus land, right, in 2020. So the next part is they're taking on more loans that they never have to pay. They never go bankrupt. You even saw with the GameStop, the GME. You saw that, friends, with the Big Short, that Melvin Capital, those scum making a call to the White House. Right, you see it, right? They don't lose in their own game. They just change the data entry. Okay, so they end up getting the money. They end up buying the scarce assets over time. Roca Negra accumulating all the real estate. Everything's being accumulated. You're seeing this play out in real time. Also, you've recently seen as well, friends, I made posts. The European Union is actually bankrupt. And look at this. They are putting an asset register, European Union asset register. So it's obviously this is how it all happens. We've been talking about this, man. So it's going to be asset registry database for civilians. Of course, not them. Of course, they'll find a way not to put their own stuff on it, and they'll hide it. And now it all explains, right? It explains for the past 2 years why the European Union soy boy leaders there, why they were always limiting cash withdrawals to 1,000 euros per month or whatever, or per year. And they were limiting crypto deposits aggressively. They were limiting it. Why? Because this is part of the plan. You know, Shawn, friends, in that video, he also talked about George Soros and all these traders. He goes, yeah, man, these guys will instigate the chaos to take the other side of the trade. Well, we have 100% confirmation, friends, that part of the scum that liquidated Luna coming down here. Remember, what happened up here, friends? Do you want to know what happened exactly right here? What happened up here was Do Kwon bought 40,000 BTC. Something like that. 40,000 BTC. He used the Luna Fund money. He bought 40,000 BTC, and that money was meant to back Luna UST. What did they do? They crushed it down. Now, this is where the spooky start comes out, because the 4-year cycle lines up with the crashing, but it doesn't absolve them from their sins. It is very, very spooky how the cycle said we're due to come down. It's just that we know the story and the puzzle pieces fitting together. We're like, wait a minute. Part of these people who are sure orchestrated it, and it ended up finding out that Wintermute, okay, the scum over there, one of the guys there basically in court, they basically did the dirty on Do Kwon. They took money out there and they got short, and they basically helped collapse it. So who knows, man? They probably got a tip off. Other people got tips off. So it's not an even playing field in this short-term scum PvP world, okay? It's not even an even game anyway, friends. How are we winning? We're winning because we're buying the scarce assets, but our number only goes up. So crypto is only growing as an industry when you look at it like this, okay? So yes, we're innovating and we're doing all this stuff, but crypto's got a bit over time because they're debasing, they're lowering the purchasing power of all the civilians, unfortunately stuck in the rat race, everybody working a job. That's how we're getting the bid over time. So they are transferring. So the people who come out and they skim, that's what we're basically doing. So they print the money, and then we're speculating. We're taking a bet. We believe that they, when they have a choice, will choose our scarce assets and not the government bonds. That's what we're basically making the choice. Because if they buy the government bonds, there's a bid on the US currency or any fiat currency, and then people's purchasing power don't get eroded as much. But we know that's a load of crap because they're just pressing the money printer. Okay? It makes sense, right? Like if I've given you infinite supply of one thing, would you go and then like want to buy more of it? No, that's your money printer. That's your source of wealth and power. You're not going to go buy more of that. You've got the infinite supply. It's literally like if I gave you the Grand Theft Auto infinite money glitch, right? You literally have like infinite money, okay? $1 trillion to spend in game. Would you then go and work these like little side quest jobs to make like $100 for a whole day after spending like 5 hours of grinding? No, you wouldn't. Like, that's a waste of time. I'm not going to work for that. I got $1 trillion. I'll just go and buy whatever I want. That's exactly how the system works. They have the infinite money glitch. It's called the money printer, okay? But they can't just go print it out every 2 seconds. They do stuff like wars. There's tornado cash, okay? That's what it is. War is a tornado cash for the US dollar. You have all these different mechanisms out here. And then sometimes a president doesn't want to play ball, like maybe Donald Trump. They want to put a bullet in him because it screws up a lot of the plans. So you're seeing all these things play out, friends. Yes, the game is rigged. George Soros, all these, it is what it is, okay? That's why the only way to survive, planned cyber attacks, planned assassinations, all these things happening, the only way to win, friends, you really got to believe. That's it. We believe. It's literally, it is and I'm wearing a Pikachu hat, it's a manifestation of our green candles, all right? We are powerful as a neuro network together. Because we believe when people see what crypto has to offer, they ain't going back. They're not going back. A few cucks go back. There's a few influencers who unfortunately take a lot of subscriber money, dump the money. They only keep a couple of % of the portfolio in crypto and they go buy real estate and stocks, all this other stuff. Okay, but you've got like, thousands and thousands of suckers who are giving you that money. It's a free world, man. Like, yeah, you're finding suckers out to do that. I think those suckers are going to regret it. I think they're not going to have as much value as they think they have in a few years. And guess what? They have to learn the hard way. But for the rest of us, we know on average, most people come into crypto, they don't want to leave. Because they know, hey, there's scarce assets and stuff here going up. Why are they scarce? It's because you can't print more of them. You can't print more of them, so they have a bid that goes up over time. That's the whole crypto industry, okay? Obviously, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe Solana, maybe these others, we're hoping that we find the next unicorns, all right? So you've been red-pilled on all of these. Like, this is deep. This is like another deep, dark red pill. But this is how the world works. And we're on the right side. So, yeah, there are people, friends. I know. God bless your heart. You want to get the signs out and go protest to the government and think like, yeah, your local newspaper is going to do anything to report about it. No, screw everyone, all right? We're going to keep using our code words on the internet. We're going to keep discussing it, okay? Remember how it all started, friends? It's been gone. 2001, the Jenga towers fell. They put on the shorts. They couldn't do anything about it. And there was no Twitter back then. There was no YouTubes. So all this programming stuff coming out, yes, people like Alex Jones stuff could predict it and actually did successfully predict what would happen with that. But it wasn't a big issue for the deep state because the programming just works. The deep brain, the brainwashing works. Unfortunately, now though, we live in a world where crypto, decentralization, friends. I'm telling you now, man, they're going to come for someone. They're going to come for someone. Are they going to come for Elon Ma? Are they going to come for Andrew Tate? They already have. Anybody else with this platform, the decentralized platform, all right? What can they do, though? Ethereum is not the center of the world. Everyone knows, okay, decentralized social media stuff, these things are going to heat up. But, they have their brainwashing. They pay so many soy boy journalists. They don't know what to do, friends. I've learned it from the UFO community as well. Whenever there is cool evidence that comes out, they have they've got a 24/7 team, man. They literally re-release the UFO videos and they add their own artifacts in. And then they got these other soy boy journalists, right? Hey, this thing has been debunked. Don't worry about it. And they go, look, they've used this image here and there. It's somebody just out to trick you. And then everybody ignores it. Okay, but if you look at the originals, you're like, wait a minute. The originals are not debunked. You are a new random poster out here with like all these like psyops Reddit accounts. So I've learned it out from here. But ultimately, they're all for fun and entertainment and stuff. Of course, it gets a bit serious because, there's bullets flying. But I'm here to change your life. You are too, friends. That's it. You want to escape the rat race? You've come to the best place. Highest value content in crypto. It's not even close. And you know it. Make sure you like, subscribe. Tell mom and dad you love them. Catch you in the next one.